right, welcome back to the sessions. Today I got my great friend, my brother, uh,
What's up?
Jacob Gozu, man. This guy always reminds me of Aloha spirit he embodies. What's up? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just, trying to stay positive and be aware of what's going on during this time. Definitely learned a lot of, just stress techniques to kind of like decompress a little bit.
Nice.
And, yeah, man, it was definitely, it's one of those learning experiences. I feel like right now we're all being tested, of how much willpower and patience and, just faith, basically, just being able to have, blind faith that everything is just gonna be all right and just do what you can to, be, safe and just take precautions and stuff. So yeah, man, it's a trip, especially going to work every day. I take the cow train. So, it's a little different now. It used to be packed, jam-packed with people. It's kind of empty.
Yo. Oh no. I think we lost you.
Did you?
There you go. I'm coming back.
I'm here. I'm back. Okay. My bad.
You been taking the train?
Yeah, I take the train. I just Caltrain is from South City and San Bruno, so it's really close. So it's just like one stop away. But I just got my license back, which will, kind of help me out a little bit so I don't have to come in contact with people and stuff. But for the most part, everything's been, pretty good. Just working a lot.
Been like on the train.
Oh, it's different, man. It's really empty. It gets really weird, a lot of people just staring, kind of like looking at people like, oh, is this person sick? Is this person, like what's going on? Should I stay away from this person? If I see like a big crowd in a car, I stay away from that car. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's smart, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird time, man. Like you don't. I imagine, especially for you, you're a super social guy. You
Oh
like
yeah, dude.
with people, and I'm sure this is weird as fuck for you.
Yeah. It's a trip, man. I still remember how we used to take Bart back in the day, playing music on the Beats pill and just, listening to oldies, and people would just jam with us, random people would just listen in and they start singing the songs with us. Like, oh, that's my song, turn it up. And now you just see it
I've
quiet.
never been around someone who's so like ready to make friends with everyone. Like immediate, like you don't care. You're all about like, hey,
Oh yeah, dude.
your story. I've always appreciated that about you.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I definitely get that from my family. They're they're the ones that I feel like I can relate to the most, and they're very energetic, very open, and everything is this person. How would you want them to treat your family? You know, if they ever met your cousin or your auntie, your grandma, anybody of that is of importance to you, how would you want them to treat that person? And yeah, dude, I always seen that in people. Like when you bring out the best in people, you definitely see a different side of things. But also on the other end, when you bring out the worst in people, you see a different side of things too. And yeah, dude, it's just all about just being aware of what's going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's talk about how we first met because so when I first met this guy, I was working at a dispensary in downtown San Francisco. And I always used to see you coming in, and right away, every time you came in, it's like you knew everyone already.
Everybody.
You knew workers, like you knew everyone. And so like everyone was friends with you. So obviously it's like, oh, okay, and Jacob, let's get to know. But we connected right
Right.
away, I felt
Oh
like.
yeah, off top, dude. Heck yeah, we just started chopping it up about
Yeah.
music. I think definitely about music and stuff, and then you started showing me your art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know I was Moses' brother at first too, right?
I didn't, dude. I didn't. I actually met Moses before I met you, and Moses was hella cool. But I remember meeting him at first, and I was kind of intimidated. I was like, man, this dude,
He has that effect.
but he ends up being hella cool, man. Like one of the coolest people. And then I meet
Yeah.
everybody in that shop, Jesse and like Steph and just everybody in that shop, man. They just had nothing but great energy. So I kind of
Yeah.
like drew to it, you know. And it's a trip because I ended up working there. I ended up
Well,
being
let's
able
just,
to
let's
work
let's
there.
talk about that because you would come in because you were working right down the road and
Yeah, working at the belt, dude. I
the
used to I used
mall.
to give you guys, your lunch break sandwiches.
That's what I loved about that was like all the people in the area, we all looked out for each other, you know,
We
like
did.
it's trying
Love
to
thy neighbor. Yep.
it was a neighbor feeling
Yep.
for sure, man.
Definitely.
And then so you got let go from the melt.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately they were closing stores and starting to downsize. And yeah, I was one of the people that got let go. But luckily, to kind of decompress a little bit, I ended up over there and just to relax and chill and stuff. And yeah, I started talking to Jess and I was like, yeah, man, told him what happened. And he's like, dude, why don't you come work here? Why don't you apply and try it out? I was like, really? He was like, yeah, come on board. You got a resume? Dude, I had a resume luckily in my backpack. I was like, dude, actually, I really do. Gave him my resume. Said, could you come in tomorrow and interview? I said, yeah. Then that's when I met Steph. And Steph was hella cool too. And she's like, yeah, I like him. I remember him from Cappuccino. Like, it's a trip, dude. It's crazy how far back, like, you could really say it's a small world. Like, it's a trip.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, and the rest is
Hi,
history. I
watching
really
this.
connected to music. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy how like, oh man,
How
good
everything
times,
lines up.
man. Right. It's a trip. It's a trip. It all makes sense though. Like, man, that's crazy. And then I built friendships there that lasted a lifetime. Like for real. All the
Talk
people
about
there
working
that
there. Uh,
yeah,
like what was that experience? Like you're saying, you built friendships, but not only with the coworkers, but with the
with
patients.
patience. Yeah. I remember this one patient, his name was George, and he was paralyzed kind of from the neck down. I think it was from the neck down he was paralyzed. And he used to come in all the time and just talk story, tell me about his day or about his life or interesting movie. And I remember seeing, I think it was you were helping him out one time. So I offered and I just sat there and it kind of was something different to me. I've never done anything like that before to help someone like that. I felt like I was actually doing something, but not only that, learning about a person. I was connecting, I was building a bond. And years later, funny story, I ended up linking up with George again. And the same thing, I went to his house, we played some 2K. And dude, it's crazy. George has this like controller, that he built, and he kicked my ass.
Well, let's explain to people like so like you were saying he's paralyzed, but this guy would come in a wheelchair that was operated by his motion of
Of his
his
head.
head back because all he
Yep.
could do was move his head. And he actually got paralyzed in a scuba diving accident when he was like 16 or something like that. He told me. So what makes it even more tough for a guy like that is that he knew what it was like to have all his
Yeah.
limbs and to
Right. To
move
have to
everything.
change.
And then at that age, on top of it, to go totally quadriplegic. But I'll say about George is he is one of the best personalities I've ever met.
Oh yeah, dude.
I
Real
control the
talk.
room, and that says something, like it's all about what you put out. And I love
Right.
George, man. George was an awesome dude. Remember
Yeah, man. Great energy.
I remember you told me that you went and you found him after this was after the fact, right?
After
Um,
everything. Right. I ended up reaching out to him and I was like, dude, I miss you, bro. Like, I hope you're doing all right. And then, we just talked. I was like, dude, let's go hang out. I know you always said you wanted to show me your controller, and I was a big gamer, and we always talked about 2K. It kind of caught me off guard when he started talking to me about 2K because
You're
I'm a
like,
huge
what? How
gamer.
do you
Right,
play?
right. You remember I used to talk to this about you all the time. Like, oh, 2K, bro. So yeah, Georgia talked to me about 2K, and eventually he's like, yeah, you should come over. So I did. It was really worth it. Like it was a good experience. I learned a lot. It said a lot about a person to like be able to have that. It's a trip, and I was like, wow, like is a crazy bond that we built there. You know, we definitely built a lot of long-lasting relationships.
Yeah. You still have his contact information?
Yeah, I do. I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit him up like maybe like a few months back, just talking stories, seeing how he's doing, seeing if he
Yeah.
was okay.
I would actually love to have him on here. I think he would have an awesome.
Oh, definitely. Awesome. Yeah, maybe we could set that up.
That'd be cool. Yeah, all three of us.
Right.
Hey man, this has been a trip to me. It's doing this. Like
Oh yeah.
you know me, bro. I'm not
I
into.
know, dude. I used to run into you all the time on the random. Yeah, you would be riding your board, I'd be walking, we'd be out and about, and just next thing you know, dude, it's like, hey,
Yeah, that's
Arsenio,
right. Those days in Concord when we're both coming back from the city.
right? Just run into each other, bro. It's a crazy trip. But yeah, we were very like adventurous out, always on the move, doing things. What you doing, bro? Shoot, I'm gonna be over here. Let's do it. Let's
Let's
go.
do
All right,
it.
let's
Yeah.
ride. Let's cruise.
I always
I was at
enjoyed
the
like
same
you
place.
were one of those dudes that would come out with me after work too. We would
Oh
just
yeah, dude.
not go anywhere. We would
Demetrius?
just go walking around the city, smoke a joint, and just like,
Right,
oh,
right.
those days. I missed them.
Hey, Tiny's outside real quick. So
Oh
yeah,
shit,
I'm gonna actually go outside and we're gonna say what's up to
bro! This is
Tiny.
like the exactly edition because
Yeah, I know, right?
Steph follows. She's
She
one
what?
of my patrons, so she'll probably be watching this.
Oh, dude, she has to. She has to be watching this right now. She's like, oh my god, these are my boys.
Oh, she's been awesome, man. She's been supporting me big time. Yes, I gotta see this guy.
I'm doing a podcast right now. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Going on, bud?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Got some twins now, huh?
Whatever?
You got some twins now.
Yes, sir.
It keeps growing.
For real, for real.
Hey, man,
So,
it's good to see
lucky to
you.
get my son out of this one.
There
Give me that name.
Yup.
you go, man.
Yup.
Someone to hold it down.
Man, it's good to see you. Especially,
Good to see you too, brother. Hopefully, shit, you got to make it in person next time. Shit.
You got Zoom?
I do
yeah.
got
You do got Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta hop on. Yeah, for sure.
We're talking about our old Exactly days.
Our old Exactly days, bro.
I was just thinking about that shit the other day. I got pictures of him in my phone. Remember those cut-out eyes that were floating around the fucking shop? Well, I got
The what?
So somebody had some eyes. They were like cutouts. Like somebody had either drawn them or got a picture of them, but they were just a set of eyes.
I kind of, yeah.
For a while. So whenever Jake would come up in the front and do security or something, whatever, he'd take fucking. We were just fucking around. He had him up to his eyes and shit. Snapchat fucking videos and shit. We were just goofing off. It was me, him, and me and Chrissy. I mean, just looking back at old times. I had hella fun.
Good times, man.
Good times, man.
For sure.
It's just amazing how we made that place like our own, and like
it was our second home away from home. I mean, it was a second family.
Right. That's exactly what I said. Long lasting. Yep. I said long lasting relationships, definitely.
As short as it was, it felt like I've known you guys for fucking years.
Yeah.
Years now, man.
You got brotherhood. Right.
I had to immortalize you guys in your own hometown.
Well,
I know in our mural, bro.
I would say it is my town, but it really isn't. I mean, I've only been dwelling here for the past 20-something years.
Yeah,
I mean, born and raised in the city, but yeah, I mean, this has become my stopping grounds pretty much.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We on the mural. Yeah.
A few San Francisco natives on the fucking wall in San Bruno Pizzeria.
That's right. Yeah, everyone who's watching the mural that I posted on my Instagram of me painting the pizza place.
Yeah, the time lapse
are part of that mural.
Oh, this is the new bike.
And the bike.
This is updated. This is the update.
Because you gotta be able to immortalize my word.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let me go grab that though. Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, he's picking up the bike he let me borrow. I just got a job at Genesis Towers in South City, so didn't have much money, so Tiny let me borrow his bike. and I was able to get to work. Yeah,
Nice.
bro. Told you, bro, it's crazy. Long lasting brotherhood, bro. Like, exactly, definitely. It was a life changer for me. It's a trip, and it started because I worked at the Melt. Like, that's what trips me out. Like,
I remember when they let you go, you came in, you were all bummed out, man.
I was bummed, dude, but I just chilled, you know. Went to the volcano.
I remember talking with you and just saying, hey, man, talk to Jess. You know, like this, when one, you know, basically the cliche, when one door closes, another opens. You know?
Oh, right.
And that was pretty quick that they got you in there.
Dude, it was only like, what, like maybe a few days?
Few days at most.
Yeah.
You were already there.
Yeah, that was a good experience for me. I think I definitely opened up more working at Exactly. Like, I always had that personality, but at Exactly, it was like a lot of different people. You know, we had Rose, we had, T, we had, George, Dennis, we had Tommy, like all these patients, Stephen Him, like, you know what I mean? Just
I
the
still hear from
homies.
Dennis. It's crazy.
Man. I still
Yeah,
talk
we
to
got to talk
Dennis.
about Rose, man. That's a.
Oh, Rose, yeah, she was a trooper, man. Rest in peace. Definitely a real one, and one of the strongest elderly women I've ever met in my life. This lady would take a dive. This lady would like medicate and just be chiefing the whole time, and we be playing music. Man, I miss Rose. She was good.
Rest in peace. So Rose was this lady who came into the club every day.
Oh,
I worked there almost 4 years, you know, on and off.
yeah,
And
they couldn't stop it off.
I don't remember a day that she wasn't in there until, you know, the end. But this lady would come in every day in a wheelchair, a motorized wheelchair, and she couldn't walk, couldn't anything until she started medicating. And she was what? How old do you think she was?
I think she was 90.
She was up there for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe a little younger. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely know that she was very strong as an elderly woman. Like, and her soul, like her personality, was just so infectious. You would talk to her and you'd feel so safe. Like, you would feel
yeah,
calm. Like,
she
it
had
was
that
so
grandmother
surreal.
feel to her for sure.
Right. And she knew when something was wrong. It was a trip. When I was going through my stuff during those times where I was feeling, a little anxious or, just not okay, she would know, and she would, hi, honey, are you okay?
Yeah.
How did you know? Hi, honey. That was a classic word. Hi, honey. She would always say that. And it's just like, man, I miss her so much.
Yeah,
She was good people.
she was. So when we were,
There's a lot of people that touched me in a very positive way. That like taught me a lot of things that I never would have learned if I didn't work there, It's
yep,
true.
that's for sure. A lot of good people.
A lot of good people.
That's the thing. Like that's what that job did for me. Is it same as you?
Yeah, just let me know when you get home.
All right, Rasul.
Hey, it's good seeing you.
See you too, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get you on here next.
Yep.
Yes, sir. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Take
All
care
right,
of
brother.
the Brew Fest.
Say that again.
The Brew Fest.
The Brew Fest.
The Brew Fest.
Yep.
Brew Fest. What's going on?
In Monterey, there's a Brew Fest.
Shh, there ain't nothing right now.
Oh yeah, not right now. We'll see.
Yeah, man. Have you ever come down? We'll do some work down here and we'll hang out. I got an extra room.
Yeah, I still gotta get tatted, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yup. Right.
All
Right.
right, brother.
Yep. Yes, yeah, I still get to see Tiny, like, bro.
Who else do you see? Who else do you still see?
I'm gonna close the door. Oh yeah. Good boy, Louis. Go ahead, close it. Go ahead, close it. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm on Zoom right now. I'm doing a podcast with my friend Arsenio. Yup.
Hey,
That's my brother Eric right now. We go way back, elementary school.
what's up,
Yup.
man?
It's crazy. I seen him as a kid, and now he has a kid, bro. Life, man. That's a brotherhood, dude. I'm telling you. Stuff like that, it's like life changing. Like, You know what I mean? Like little places like that, you don't realize how much they have a big effect. Same thing with school, like elementary. Like it's a trip.
How many lifelong friends you got?
Man, I have a bunch, to be
That's
honest.
that's good,
But
man.
the main ones are my cousins.
Yeah.
Hands down, my cousins. Like thick and thin, ride or die, no matter what. My cousins are my brothers. They're my best friends. They're everything. It's a trip. Uh, I was fortunate enough to live in the same house as my first cousin. You know, and the irony of it, my mom and his dad, they're brothers and sister, right? But they used to hang out all the time when they were younger, ride everywhere, go everywhere, do everything together. That was me and Brandon.
That's
Same
cool.
thing. Same thing. Yeah, it's a trip. And they would say they would see that, like they would see us do that, and it would remind them of themselves. So yeah, bro, my cousins definitely.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I'm really close with my cousins and my family as well. Something about that's probably why we connected so much. Like, there's that deep family roots that I could
Right.
like. We have similar families, and that's why I always love when you like from the get go. You always wanted to invite me over.
Oh yeah, dude, I knew you would enjoy it,
And,
bro.
yeah, man, I love when we went out there to the Hawaiian festival. Or
And you got to meet all my family.
yeah,
Yep.
that was awesome, man.
Yeah, bro. You sat at the restaurant, Jack's restaurant, with my
I wish I
family.
could have stayed
You got a
longer.
little idea of how my family is. Uncle Roland goofing off and telling crazy ass jokes. Like, yeah, man, it's a trip. I was glad that like you were able to see my family, to see like where I came from. Like these are the people that raised me. This is why I am the way I am. It's because of these people.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
All right.
Let's talk a little bit more about Rose, because I want to share with people like that, because she had a powerful effect on all of us.
Yeah, all of us.
And
Yeah, man. I always remember she'd come in at least almost every day. It was rare that we didn't see her. And it was, you have your bars, your cheers and your daily customers, and she was our favorite, I would say. She was definitely one of our favorites, if not the favorite, because she was the sweetest lady, but she was always positive. And it always seemed like, she didn't have too many bad days, but when she did, she handled it really well.
yeah,
And that was the thing about her. Like I love that, being able to handle everything that's going on, very well.
hmm except when someone was in her space.
Oh yeah, I do remember that she got upset. She told us she would let us know.
She
Yep.
had her spot in the club where it's like she put her wheelchair and then she goes
Right.
out.
To charge it,
If someone was in her spot, she would get very upset. Like
we would have to tell them to move. Yeah.
could someone tell them to move? That was her spot.
Yeah, and we all knew it. But then eventually all the patients that would come in, they would find out, oh, that's Rose. Everyone knows who Rose is. That's where she sits. That's where, she's always smoking. And man, it was cool. It was really cool to be able to meet her, and just be able to have talks with her. Cause I remember we would talk story and she would tell me about her life, you know, just so much she lived through. And I feel like we should always do that. Like the elderly, we should always talk to them, try to learn about them. Like it's a trip, especially now during this pandemic. Like that's the best thing you can do. And Rose, she would definitely like tell us a lot. You know, I feel like we were her people. That she would be able to talk to.
Well, what's crazy is we ended up being her people, because, when she died,
Yeah.
we found out that she was estranged from her family. Like, there
Right.
was no one there. When staff tried to make, wanted to send flowers for the funeral, and it's like, we realized there was no one even conducting a funeral. It's like,
Right.
maybe
So we
I
did
think it
it.
was just her daughter who was estranged.
Mm-hmm.
But we ended up starting a fund to, you know, help pay for the cost of the funeral, and the whole community jumped in, and we ended up.
Yeah, they all chipped in, all the patients.
Yeah, I forgot what we raised, but yeah,
It was amazing. It was amazing to see what people could do together. You know, I think that's the thing that touched me the most, is being a part of that. Being able to see moments like that, it changes you. You know, it stays with you a lifetime. You know, and you kind of take it with you every day. Like I didn't realize, you know, people, like, it's crazy. Like, people that had no idea who she was would still chip in because they remember her, you know,
you know,
from being at the club, and she was always just positive energy, you know, just the light in the room.
for sure. Yeah, man. So many amazing people came through that place.
For real. We had some interesting ones too.
We had some,
We
yeah.
had some interesting ones too. Let's be real.
Hell yeah, we did.
Uh,
Man, when I first started there, I was security. So I had to do what Tiny was doing. Except
yep.
I was doing it. There was, man, I had some fucked up experiences with
Oh,
people.
I bet, dude. I bet they would give you lip, all kinds of stuff. I remember when I was first working there, there were, you know, this new guy, like, oh, the new guy. So they were trying to pick on me. I was like, no, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think I remember you witnessed it a few times where I would get
You
it.
would, yeah, you would not hold back if you were pissed.
Oh, man. That's
The
good.
way you
That's
had to be
funny.
though, man. Downtown San
Yeah.
Francisco, you're gonna
Or
get
they
it.
were gonna, you know, they were gonna freaking run me over. Yeah, definitely, dude. They were gonna take advantage of me. I knew that right off the jump, dude. Like, this is the city. You know, this is San Francisco. These people are like, they don't care. And they don't give a shit. They're there to get their, you know, their medicine and just go back to work. You know. But then you had the ones that were good. You know, the ones that understood. You know, you're a person too, you know, and then they would talk to you and they'd be like, man, this person's really freaking cool. I think some of the patients ended up becoming workers with us.
Yeah. Yeah, you were one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I know firsthand.
Yeah, there was a few. What was crazy though is there was a lot of turnaround in the job like that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
through probably 4 or 5 different
Yeah,
crews.
you used to tell me. You seen them all.
Yeah, I saw quite a few.
Man, I think if it never ended, I would have been there for a long time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how
For
it.
sure. Yeah. But then again, we all grew from it. You know, how I see it is like, remember when I was kind of breaking down Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah,
Like, had the difference between the caterpillar, the cocoon, and the butterfly. Basically, how I seen it was, you know, we were the caterpillars, right? And exactly was kind of like our cocoon, you know.
see that, man.
It
Yeah, for
nurtured
sure.
us a little bit, you know. We stood together as a family, you know, as a unit, and we dealt with a lot of different people, a lot of different kinds of, you know, stuff. Like, remember when the building was leaning over and we had to close down shop
Yes,
right
let's
away?
talk about that, bro. That was crazy. So in San Francisco,
Yeah,
some crane, right, on the building opposite.
yeah, it was
Like,
sinking or something like that, so it started to lean.
so it started to lean, and they had to evacuate the whole block because
Whole entire block.
they thought
Yeah,
this building was
dude.
gonna collapse. And so like we're working, and then what was funny was that Jesse was trying to get us to all like put the jars away, you know?
Right. As the freaking thing was leaning over, we're kind
Yeah,
of
I
scared,
mean, which I
hella
get from his
rushing.
point of view. It's like you're just gonna leave this open with people running, like the firemen running in and out. It's like, nah, let's get her. But we're like, come on, man, this if this
Right.
follower, I don't want to be in here in my last act being I'm putting.
At exactly weighing weed. Oh man, but
That was
I
crazy.
understood it too. You know, like I understood why. It was like, oh, dude, I was like thinking, because you know you're high. You know, you're like thinking, you're like, oh shit. You start getting paranoid.
It wasn't until after we got out of the building that we really like, wow, that wasn't smart. We should have just got the fuck out.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
And then we
That
ended
was
up going
that
to
was
Dolores
good.
Park and just having a cool.
Just having a cool little get together, yo. Yeah, we smoked. I think we went to a bar, had like a beer and a shot.
We ran into Potts there.
We ran into Potts. That's right. We ran into Potts. Oh, dude, I miss Potts, man. That dude is a character.
Oh man, he was like a real life Dave Chappelle, you
For
know,
real, huh?
just the
Real
straight
talk,
up.
man. I always like talking to Potts, man. He definitely like his insight was something else. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And nothing but laughs. That's one thing about me because I'm a goofy person myself. You know, I kind of like to goof off a little bit and laugh. Like, yeah, he definitely too. Like, yeah, man, that was good.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. Good times, man. That's crazy. You reminded me about that. I totally forgot about that.
Good memories, man.
Yeah.
Talk about like a little bit if you want to, you know, if you don't have to, but I like talking about people's, you know, tribulations and the struggles that you have to go through to
Oh
like
yeah, dude.
stuff. I know you've been through a lot in your life, you know, and so
Yeah.
about
Big
some
time.
of
I
your
still am, man. Shoot, it's an everyday thing, you know. It doesn't ever stop. That's one thing that people have to learn. There's never a time where you can just chill and be like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm finally where I've always wanted to be. You're always gonna want to go further. You're always gonna want to push yourself. You know. I don't know if you've been watching the Last Dance documentary, but
I don't have ESPN, so as soon as
dude,
I find it, I'll watch it.
it's really like Jordan's mentality, his drive was just so different. But you got to think though, people always see him for this glorious, you know, the GOAT, untouchable, you know, and like just like us, like people like me, like we're bright, we're happy, you know, we're outgoing, you know, we talk to a lot of people, but we have struggles. We're not all perfect, you know. And yeah, the same thing. He kind of put it in perspective for me. He said, "Imagine being me." He's like, you know, he wakes up and he has coffee and he's watching TV, the news, Sports Center, whatever, for like maybe 35 minutes to an hour. That's the only time he has to himself. After that, as soon as he leaves that hotel, he's Air Jordan. And there's people outside of his hotel, and then he goes in the elevator, goes down. There's people outside the elevator. He leaves the hotel. There's people outside on the street. You know, it's like, what do you do? Then from there you leave, you get in the car, and then you go, then you get out the stadium, and there's people there at the stadium, and then you're like, dang, and then you gotta go through them. Then you gotta talk to the paparazzis and all, you know, it's just there it's you know, it's like life. Life has things that are gonna try to, you know, get in your way or like try to always, you know, be in your face and kind of give you struggles on your way of your journey, you know. But it's up to you to just stay focused at all times. Like easily Jordan could have blew up. Easily he could have got distracted or, you know, it could have thrown his game off. But he was there. He was always eyes on the prize, you know. I know what I have to do. I know what needs to be done, and that's it. And he would work hard in the gym. He would, not only would he deal with people, he would have to go into the gym and then work hard and do his thing. As soon as he's done practice and he exits, there's more people. Again, people waiting outside, getting in the car, people waiting outside the hotel. And yeah, dude, like for me, definitely my people and like paparazzis and all of that stuff, you know, it was all the struggles I went through, the financial difficulties and trying to get to work and, you know, just trying to figure myself out, you know, wanting to move out of my parents' house and live on my own so I can establish myself. Like it was a struggle. And then yeah, man, it definitely is an everyday thing. It never stops, you know. But the best thing I can ever say that I've I've come out from it is I've learned to get stronger and have more patience and just know that this isn't it. And there's days where I'm tested. There's definitely days where I feel a little bit weaker than others. You know, you're gonna get those days. It's inevitable. But as long as you don't give up, that's all that matters. Cause then you bounce back. You know, you bounce back, you're gonna look back on that and you're gonna be like, wow, it was worth it. Like this is
Wow.
how far I've come. Like it makes sense why I'm here now. You know?
Well, I really think like there's nothing interesting about a perfect life. Like if everything,
Yeah, definitely.
there's nothing interesting about that. Everything that we share, that we connect on, is through the struggle. You know, like I don't know. I've never connected with someone that I felt like didn't go through struggle. You know,
Right.
I connect with people that went through something and they figured it out. You know,
Right.
continue to, like, I like what you said there. It's like it never ends.
It never ends, dude.
Society where like we're told that if you work really hard and you get to a point, then everything's great. And it's like, no,
That's not true.
it's not true. Like you're gonna go through shit your entire life, and it's how you go through that and still smile. That's why I love people like you. It's like even if you're going through shit, you're not gonna project that. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
I probably count on my one hand the times I've seen you where you're just totally like, fuck, bro. I remember.
Yeah, you probably seen it, and then I pull myself out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I remember you would sit there and you talk to me and you'd like ask me like, well, bro, what's going on? And I'm like, dude, just reminding you of who you are.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. Yeah, definitely. You were definitely one of those people that I confounded in, and I feel like every person needs people like that in their life, people that they can just trust to just talk. No one that's gonna give them advice or like judge them, but they're gonna listen and just respond through their experience or what they know that can help. You know what I mean? Because everyone tries to give their like professional opinion sometimes. We live in a in a day and age where like everyone's opinion is pretty professional because of social media and internet and stuff. And some of it's
Yeah.
valid. I'm not saying it's not. Don't get me wrong.
But everyone thinks they're the news for sure.
Yes, right, right. Yes,
Yeah,
sometimes I do it. We all have those moments. I'm guilty
for
of it
sure.
sometimes. For sure. But I definitely appreciated you as a brother, bro, for like being there when I felt dark. When I would have my struggles, especially like through addiction, bro. That's the one thing that if I can say is an everyday struggle for me is that right there. That's the big one for me because that right there it leads to other stuff, anger and other emotions that as a person, me myself, and like for anyone else that's listening to this, you don't need. You don't need it. It does nothing for you. It doesn't do any good for you. So matter of fact, my neighbor, this is why I like connecting with people so much. Um, he gave me this book to read. It's called Overcoming Emotions That Destroy.
Who's that? Who's the author?
The author is Chip Ingram and Dr. Becca Johnson. I have yet to read it, but I have just received it yesterday. But
Okay.
when I
Yeah, let
do
me know
read it,
how it is.
we can talk about it like definitely, cause I'm curious. I've definitely experienced situations that I put myself in because I exerted emotions that destroyed. You know, and I think the most important thing that I'm learning is being honest. Learning to live your truth, no matter how dark it is, no matter how much it hurts you or pains you. You have to live your truth. If you're gonna get through anything in this life, how do you expect to get through it if you're not living your truth? You know, Everyone wants to put on the social media norms. I look good, I'm happy, my money, my car, my diploma. That's cool. I applaud you guys for your successes and everything else. But you also have to understand that behind that surface, there's also pain. There's also, man, I lost someone that I loved a lot, or someone passed away that I'm never going to get to say goodbye to, or just deep stuff that's real that nobody really is in touch with because everybody wants to put on the facade that we're all okay. you know and you have to live your truths out, whether it's good or whether it's bad. You have to be able to be honest with that. And for a long time I struggled with that. I try to hide it through change. you know Instead of living my truth, I try to hide it by changing, not really dealing with it, not really being honest about it, and being like, I have to deal with this up front. I have to be honest about it and open up about it. And it wasn't until I did that I started to see my life change, but it allowed me as a person to grow. That was the thing. It's a trip. It did change my life. It did. It had a huge effect, but it allowed me to see myself, to see how I would react in these situations where I'm very painful, where I want to turn off my light and wrap myself in a blanket burrito, and listen to some like old blues or something, like, man, just some pretty like deep, like, oh, I'm sad, just to pull
Yeah.
yourself out of it and just be like, no, hey, you messed up. You need to do this, but you have to understand that in order to do this, you have to be real with yourself. So what are you gonna do to change? Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't smoke cigarettes, or maybe I shouldn't, buy, another drink or alcohol or take another sip. You have to learn how to self-control. And that's what I'm learning, is that through honesty, I'm learning how to be more controlling of my actions, And
Such a
yeah, dude,
good
it's a
point.
trip. It's a trip. Emotions really can destroy. They really can.
Well, they're so powerful, like
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like our emotions really do take a hold, and when they do take a hold, everything else goes out the window.
right.
Right. And if you don't have a good grasp of that, I like what you said there though. Like you can see yourself. A lot of
Hmm.
people, especially with addiction, like you convince yourself that nothing's wrong.
Yep. This is just a one-time thing, or I don't do this often.
You can rationalize the hell out of it until
Right, right. You try to justify, and that's not correct. Like, even like I struggle sometimes, like I've had times where like I had a tracker and I fucked up and I had to fucking reset, and it would break me down. It would make me feel like I failed. But you have to realize that you're going to fail, but that's why you're going to succeed. You have to learn how to fail. Because once you do that and you learn, okay, it's okay, I can do this again, you start persevering further and further and further. It's like working on your jump shot. You shoot, you brick. Okay, what are you going to do? Give up? No, you shoot it again. You brick. Oh, shit. You shoot. Oh, shit, made it. Okay, cool. You shoot it again. You airball. What the hell, dude? I just made it. No, fuck that. You shoot it again. You make it. You shoot it again. Oh shit, I made it again. You shoot it again. Oh, dude, I'm on fire. Dude,
uh,
it's going to happen. You have to be able to accept that. You're gonna miss sometimes. Even Curry missed sometimes. You know? There's a few times where Jordan missed, But did that stop
oh, there's a
them?
lot of times.
Yeah, yeah, there's yeah,
We
there's a
don't see
lot of
those
times.
highlights of him totally fucking up.
Demolishing people, yeah. But yeah, dude, you're gonna lose sometimes. That's the thing about life. It's a balance, man. I keep learning that every day. It's a perfect balance. Just like we have life, we also experience loss, you know? And it's the biggest thing. You can find money and experience joy, or you can lose money and experience pain. You know what I mean? It's a trip. It's like a perfect balance. And in life, you have to realize that like not everything is what you put on your Instagram or your TikTok, or because we want to be able to promote a, a like, you know what I mean, like for people to like it. But sometimes it's important to be real with just you. Like, hey, this is the pain I have to acknowledge. This is what I have to go through. This is what is making me not excel further. You know what I mean? What can I do to fix this? A lot of people won't. They won't admit that. They'll just lock it away in a box, just like Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good
Lock it away in a box. You know what I mean? Throw it in the maze and never deal with it. But what happened? They all started coming out.
comes back, man. Comes back hard.
It's not until you deal with it right in front. And he dealt with it right in front finally. And look what happened. You know what I mean? He finally was able to find peace. It's a trip. It's crazy, man. Like, yeah, that's one thing that I had to learn, was to be honest and just be real, and it takes a lot. Some people, the truth really does hurt sometimes. Really, really hurts. But it also causes healing, because through hurt you learn healing.
You know? it's in our biology. When you think about
Oh,
it,
yeah.
cut, you know, like
What happens?
the biology of it is crazy, you know.
Right.
That cut is what produces the clotting, which then creates the healing. You know, it
Right.
over so that it can heal. It's like
Just like in nature, bro. Just like in nature. You chop a tree down and it still has its roots, it'll grow.
it'll grow,
Yep.
and it'll grow
Man, that's a
stronger.
trip. I like that you said that because, you know, I always say that I feel like life consists of many parallels that people don't really realize, you know? Like a lot of parallels. Like even this is a parallel to what's been happening before, you know? Like it's crazy, man. History repeats itself is very cliche, but it's true,
Well,
you
it's
know?
like what you're saying too. It's like everything's a result of things we've hidden, and I think in society,
Mhm.
hidden a lot of these things that are coming to light now, like how our
Oh, definitely.
yeah, it's like
Definitely.
this is all showing us that hey, we are living out of balance in this world, and if we continue to do so, things like this are going to be more and more frequent, and
Mhm.
not going to stop. I think it's very alarming that people are so they're so ready to get back to normal, but that normalcy is part of the problem. And
Right.
people aren't talking about that enough. It's like we need to take this as a wake up call and realize like we need some healing. We definitely need to have some deep healing, and it's going to start with us like waking up and looking at ourselves and saying, do we really need to be living like this?
Right. Dude, it's
What
a
you
trip,
think?
man. I've been writing a little bit, you know, writing music like a verse and music and stuff.
Yes, I love hearing when you write it,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Hold on, let me see if it's still on here. Hopefully it is. I really this one right here was this one was good. Oh yeah, here it is. So I wrote this song to Eric Indica Badu by Logic. It's an instrumental, right? Here I just hold on. Watch it. Technology, bro. I love technology. Watch this.
Here we
Okay,
go.
Google, play Indica Badu instrumental by Logic.
All right, here's Logic, Indica Badu
Oh,
F2. This can be an instrumental on YouTube Music.
technology.
So this is the instrumental. Can you hear it?
Yep.
It's very chill, right? So it goes. Quitting is not the option, so get that idea out your head. Stick it through the process, use the procedures that you've been fed. I've been overcoming a little doubting to make amends. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes my days are cloudy. I be battling myself within. I've been guilty in my conscience for my weight of all my sins. Lord, can you save me? Cause my mind is going in a dim. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. I've been climbing mountains and I feel like it'll never end. I've been questioning the love of friends and if they all pretend, and anxiety has got me standing out as I try to blend. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. At times we go through these things and it got the best of me. Then I had to kick the stress in me so I could get through these times as I wonder why. How can I just multiply multitudes of seeds that I planted as they turn to vines? Practice what you preach, you said. I just gotta clear my head. Soul in a fortitude of walls that I built within. I can just pace the basics. So maybe I've been evasive, or maybe I've been abrasive and losing plenty of faces of people treating me equal. Sometimes I feel so deceitful. Ooh, I messed up.
Ooh,
Woo.
there you go, bro.
Got you, huh? Look, hold up. Whew. I got you. It's sometimes it's just, I be losing my breath. It's one of those
That's
ones
a
where I
lot,
really
bro.
gotta, you know. Times I pray for peaceful, at times I pray for the feeble. I lived the journey of pain, no fable or fairy tale. I seen the blood on my hands, felt I was losing my still won't be victimized to the crimes inside my mind. Bullet barely missed, would've left the Cuddy paralyzed. Opposites attract, but I'm feeling I'm demagnetized. Left so many people all behind, like who am I? God's giving me all the signs, but it's like I'm blind. They say life is short, so I'm wondering if it is my time. Answers couldn't tell me why. How could I just open minds? Steady on the grind to shine, hoping I could get what's mine. Quitting's not the option, so get that idea out your head. Stick it through the process, use the procedures that you've been fed. I've been overcoming a little doubting to make amends. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes my days are cloudy. I be battling myself within. I've been guilty in my conscience for the weight of all my sins. Lord, can you save me? Cause my mind is going in a dim. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. I've been climbing mountains and I feel like it'll never end. I've been questioning the love of friends and if they all pretend. Anxiety has got me standing out as I try to blend. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man.
Woo! Okay.
I wish I didn't mess up, but
Yeah, I feel it, but dude,
yeah,
that's
dude,
a lot.
yeah, bro.
Okay, take it
Yeah,
back.
dude, it's a lot. Here, I kind of want to like just read it through, like, you know what I mean, like, so you guys can kind of get what I'm saying. I
Bring the
call this,
words
I
out.
didn't know what to call it. I was kind of like going over some titles. I wanted to call it bipolar. You know, a lot of people don't know. A few years back, I was diagnosed bipolar by doctors, and it's a trip. You know, like I felt like my whole life I struggled with this. You know, so they try to put me on medicine. Of course they did. You know, they try to put me on medicine, and dude, it made me very stuck. I was like, not. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't feel joy. It was weird. It was a trip. Like I was just sitting there normal, if that makes sense. You know, just like stuck.
Didn't feel
Yeah, I just didn't feel anything. It was like numb. So I didn't like the way it felt. But I realized that writing, you know, writing and just like I said, living your truth, it's really helped me a lot. So like these are thoughts that go through my head. Like quitting's not the option. So get that idea out your head. Stick it through the process. Use the procedures that you've been fed. I've been overcoming a little doubting to make amends. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes my days are cloudy. I be battling myself within. I've been guilty in my conscience for my weight of all my sins. Lord, can you save me? Cause my mind is going in a dim. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes my days are cloudy. Wait, hold on. It goes, I've been climbing mountains and I feel like it'll never end. I've been questioning the love of friends and if they all pretend. Anxiety has got me standing out as I try to blend. Sometimes I feel it, man. Sometimes I feel it, man. At times we go through these things and it got the best of me. Then I had to kick the stress in me so I could get through these times as I wonder why. How can I just multiply? Multitudes of seeds that I planted as they turn to vines. Practice what you preach, you said. I just got to clear my head. Soul in a fortitude of walls that I've built within. I can just paste the basics, or maybe I've been evasive, or maybe I've been abrasive and losing plenty of faces of people that treated me equal. Sometimes I feel so deceitful. At times I pray for the peaceful. At times I pray for the feeble. I lived a journey of pain, no fable or fairy tale. I seen the blood on my hands, felt I was losing myself. Still won't be victimized. To the crimes inside my mind, bullet barely missed, would have left the cutty paralyzed. Opposites attract, but I'm feeling I'm demagnetized. Left so many people all behind, like who am I? God's giving me all the signs, but it's like I'm blind. They say life is short, so I'm wondering if it is my time. Answers couldn't tell me why. How could I just open minds, steady on the grind to shine, hoping I could get what's mine? And that's literally what I feel. You know, like I feel like it's, you know, I go back and forth in that
just
song
keep
a lot.
switching.
Yeah, you know, and it's like that's exactly what goes through my head all the time. There's days where I wake up and I feel okay, you know, and there's days where I wake up and I feel totally different, you know, like a different person. Like I don't feel like me, you know, but it's like being able to realize that and work through that. It's tough, dude. It's tough, but I do it. I do it every day, every single day, you know? And yeah, bro, I've learned to to use things, you know, to my advantage, like books, you know, like books and writing and, you know, just talking to friends, you know, like friends that I trust, not just any friends, friends that you can really say you can count on, you
Yeah.
know, because there are friends out there that are friends, but you can't count on them, you
Yeah.
know, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them at all. You just can't count on them to be there for what you're going through during that time,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, bro, like writing and reading has helped me a lot. And every now and then video games, dude, getting my mind distracted, you know? Like every now and then that helps too, especially when I get my ass kicked and I rage. Let's out all that negative energy. But the that's a headshot.
Yeah,
Right?
get that energy out.
You have to, man. You have to. You have to find an outlet at all times, whether it's through video games or writing or going for a run or going surfing or riding your board, you know, whatever your outlet is. Some people even stay home and just take a cold shower or a nice warm bath, you know. It doesn't have to be something big. You don't have to do anything extraordinary. The
Yeah.
biggest extraordinary thing that you could ever do is do it for yourself
Yeah.
in a positive way. And not selfishly, but in a positive way. You know, it's the best thing you could ever do. So yeah, man, I definitely go through these things every single day, and I've definitely learned a lot about me. You know, I've reflected a lot, and I try to like be honest with people and tell them off the top. You know, hey guys, sometimes I feel like this. You know, it's not you guys. I'm just letting you know this is how I am. So don't take it weird. Just be yourself with me, and I'm sure I'll come around, you know. And they do, they appreciate that I'm honest. People appreciate honesty, even if sometimes it hurts, you know. In the end, they end up appreciating that you're honest.
Yeah. I feel that, man. No, it's so important to mention too. It's like we hide a lot,
Oh yeah.
and it's so much of it is just in our own heads. You know, we think that our problems are going to be so detrimental to someone else, and it's like,
Right. You don't want to put it on them. You don't want to overbear them, and you don't want to seem like a burden. Yeah, dude, I've been there before. I get like that sometimes, bro. Like those are the battles of, you know, emotions. Like for real, it will cloud your mind, you know. Sometimes my thoughts are clouded, you know, and I can't get through it. But honestly, for me, what I've learned, and it's a trip, is my prayer. Dude, I've been praying a lot. It's a trip. Like I pray, and you know, I've been talking to God a lot, bro. Like for real. And you know, it's definitely helped me. I definitely reach out to people and just say, do what helps you. Find whatever, you know, is gonna bring you strength and bring you closer and closer to, you know, that light. You know, so that way you don't have to carry so much darkness inside, because that's all around the world. You're gonna experience that, especially right now.
yeah, we're seeing that.
We're definitely seeing that, bro. It's sad. That whole situation with you know,
The
George
protesting.
Floyd. Yeah, that hurt my heart, man. It broke my heart. I cried, dude. I had to definitely hold back some tears. Like I was getting a little choked up, you know, because in that situation, I just kept thinking, like, I put me under there, you know. I just saw someone that was working, or someone that was just trying to better their life, and they're getting messed up because of the color of their skin, because of a profile, you know. And it broke my heart to see how he was just, you could tell he didn't want to die. So I definitely
People who
pray.
don't live with color in America don't really understand that. I had a couple of my friends on the other day, and they were talking about that, how, you know, being black in America for them is they're getting to the point where it's like not surprising them that these things
Yeah,
are happening. And
they're
that's,
used to it. That's scary.
people don't understand that, like being colored in America, it's like we expect something like that to happen. You know, it's like, and that's why it is a very frustrating thing when we have a run-in with the cop. Like your mind immediately goes to like, oh shit, I'm gonna be hurt right now. Something bad's gonna happen to me.
Right,
And that's
right.
the main difference between, you know, being and I hate to make it about race because I think it's
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm very,
more
very
than that.
open. Right.
Yeah, I think it's more than that, but I will say if you're born in America white, you're not getting the same experience as someone who's born colored in America. Like,
Right. Absolutely.
we live different lives, you know, and I think that needs to be appreciated and understood more, and people need to have more compassion.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely people need more knowledge around that, you know. I feel like they turn a blind eye to it. And that was the big thing that I kept saying today with one of my coworkers was you can't just turn a blind eye to this. You know, I get it. Like he was like, well, you don't know there could be two sides to the story, you know. I said, but
Which for sure there is, but
yeah, I said, but in the end the person didn't have to die.
yeah.
That's what I was just plain and simple saying was like, okay, I get it, but there didn't
And at
have
the
to
end
be.
of the day, this is a police officer. I know, like I'm trained. Yeah, I've done jujitsu. I've done boxing my whole life. Not well. I've done it a long time in my life. I know not to put my knee on someone's neck. That's an extremely dangerous thing to do.
Very dangerous. Right.
On the back of his neck, you could paralyze a person like that.
Right.
You're doing that. Like that's being trained. You should know better than to do something like
Right.
that. I just from the picture, I realized, wow, that's a terrible.
That's a terrible position to be in. Yeah, and it's crazy because when I saw it, dude, it was a trip. Immediately, at first, I didn't even read like the cat. I thought it was Steven Jackson, bro. Like I thought it was Steven Jackson, bro. My heart dropped. Like, are you serious? And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, dude, that's another person. He looks just like Steven Jackson. Come to find out, they're really good friends.
No way.
Yeah. So apparently,
I
Captain
followed that
Jack,
podcast, so
right,
interesting to talk him here.
dude, Steven Jackson was really good friends with this guy. They used to call each other twin. And he would send
Wow.
him like stuff. He would send him clothes and shoes and hats to his house, you know, just because like, here, twin, I don't use this no more. Like, bro, like how me and you are brothers, like they were brothers, bro.
That's crazy.
That's why it hurt me a lot, cause in like in that sense I saw my brothers, you know, like people that I cared about. Man, it just man,
Man.
yeah, dude, it definitely it hit me a different way, you know. Like I'm pretty sure it hit a lot of people a different way, you know, in multiple ways, and it just was so sad to see that. And yeah, man, it you know that's why I say you have to nurture yourself. You know, you have to be prepared in order to do that because you cannot show weakness right now. There's just too much going on for us to be weak. We have to be strong. And we do have moments of weakness. That's okay. But that's what's going to get you strong.
Yeah.
You have to understand that. In order to get stronger, you have to know your weaknesses. If you don't know your weaknesses, you're vulnerable. I'll tell you that.
You know, tell me what's strength to you then. You know,
What
like
strengthens me? People. Definitely people. Family. Like,
coming
you
together.
know,
That's
my
strength.
brother, Eric, like you, like Tiny, people. You guys, you know, it's a trip. Like I have moments where I feel like I hate people, you know? I have those days where I'm just irritated, like, I can't stand people. But it's funny that I say that because behind the surface of it all, I need people. I love people. I'm a very energetic, outgoing person, and I connect. That's how my story is told, and that's what strengthens me. That's what brings me these like crazy, you know, like information in my head for me to get through these things because I learned it from people. I learned it from people that got through there, you know. They've been there and now they're here. And they told me all the same thing and it doesn't end. Every single person I've talked to, they all say it doesn't end. But it doesn't mean you give up, you know? You keep fighting until the end. And I was like, wow, that's a trip because sometimes I do feel like giving up and I feel like it is it. I just want to go, you know. But then I think of everybody, you know, all my family, my friends, just everyone, you know. I'm like, dude, I can't go. Like, the hell am
I
I
mean, like
thinking?
the thing is, like, that's coming. I've always told this to everyone that, I've dealt with cousins and family that have been suicidal and stuff.
Yeah.
I always come to this, like, why rush it? It's gonna happen whether you like it or not.
Right.
While we're here, you have a chance to do something. I think the struggle comes when you don't realize what you're gonna do.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you're always gonna not know what to do. We
Right.
have moments in our life where we get clarity and we understand I have a purpose here. And by taking that chance to get that purpose away from yourself, just to, go on
You
to,
know, just end it. Yeah. Yeah.
you're missing out. I feel like everyone needs to, like, our conversation about death needs to change.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it's something
Definitely.
that we're all have to prepare for. But
That's a trip that you said that. I was talking to my coworker about that today, bro, about this pandemic and stuff. And I was just saying, if there, people get sick. My uncle is one of them. My uncle, my aunt, and the kids, they tested positive for COVID-19,
oh,
and
wow.
yeah, they were in the ICU. My uncle's in the ICU. He's in the hospital. He wasn't doing too well, but he was able to recover. He recovered. They gave him the hydrochloroquine, and now he's doing okay, right?
Wow, I
So I
get the
seen that as
hydrochloric.
like, yeah, I seen it as it wasn't his time, you know. And I hate to say it, I know it's unfortunate, but the people that did pass away from COVID-19, unfortunately, death was knocking on their door that day, you know. And like you said, we're all gonna face it, and sometimes that was just their time. Like even accidents, as much as we call them, dang, that was just unlucky or it was an accident, it still was their time.
You know,
That was when they were supposed to go.
you know,
And that's one thing I've learned to accept is, I don't give it fear. Coronavirus and all this stuff wins when you give it fear. But the moment you decide to say, you know what, whether I get sick or not, I'm still gonna take the preventative measures to prevent myself from it. But if I do get it and I survive, or if I do get it and I die, that's what was supposed to happen. And you'll no longer be afraid. You just go every day just living,
you know.
you know? And that's how I've kind of been doing it lately. I know I put myself at risk every day. I walk to the Caltrain, I get on Caltrain, I get on a shuttle, I get off, and then I walk on Oyster Point, I press the buttons and shit, to cross the crossing walk and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. That's putting me at risk. But what's the first thing I do when I get to work? Wash my hands,
Yeah.
sanitize. You just have to do it. And my thing is this: I think to myself, if I get sick, I get sick. If I don't, I don't. If I survive, I survive. If I die, I die. That's how it's supposed to be. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give it fear anymore. I'm not gonna let it control me, you know?
A lot of times that fear is exactly what, I mean, it's been shown that that anxiety is what brings down your immune system.
Yeah.
So that's what's troubling about media is that it pumps a lot of fear into people.
And their immune levels are
What people
just
don't need. Yeah, that's what's gonna make you sick is if you're worrying about this, which a lot of people are just
right.
completely terrified and worried. Like you said, man, if you go out there, you've accepted that. I mean, every time we walk out the door, we have I mean, there's a million things out there that can kill us.
Right.
Every time you step out your door, there's a million things
Right.
that can kill you.
Could be anything too.
Yeah.
Anything, dude.
Well, like
Real talk.
even through this, there's still diseases out there that haven't stopped. People
Right.
are dying of smoking, of drunk drivers,
Right.
everything. So
Everything.
we can't go around just because of a virus and be afraid to like interact. Yes, we have to take precautions and we got to be safe, for each other. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna look at a person because they're not wearing a mask across the street and like give them
Right.
an ugly look or
Give them a dirty look or judge them to be,
no.
yeah.
That's we don't need to be doing that.
Right. Right. Yeah, bro. I've experienced that in my workplace. My job, it requires people to use a mask, you know. And I'm a security guard, so I kind of have to, like, that's my job. You
No.
know, like, oh man. So when I see it, it's just like, oh man, like you're gonna make me have to do my job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to tell you to put on a mask, you know? I don't want to. That's not my favorite part of my day, to be honest. I don't enjoy it. It's one of the least least favorite parts of my day is telling people to have to do that. I want people to be able to just live, get to work. Hello, how you doing? You know, hope you're good, and goodbye. I don't want to have to do all that. But it's unfortunate that that's the precaution and, you know, measures that we have to take. So
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I've gotten a few people that, you know, they kind of got salty, gave me lip a little bit. But I said, hey, I don't want to have to tell you as much as you don't like hearing it. You
Let's
know?
make this
So
easy.
if you don't want to hear it and I don't want to tell you, the best thing that I can tell you is just put on the mask. You know, and then you won't have to hear it from me and I won't have to, you know, like make you feel uncomfortable. And then they do it and then they feel better. They're like, okay, whatever. You know? So it's just you don't have to, like, people on the internet, you don't have to be a dick about it. You know, you don't have to be so mean about it.
Yeah.
Just tell them, you know, just, hey, you know, this is our policy in here. I know it's kind of dumb, but this is what we got to do right now, you know. But yeah, dude, it's a trip how, like, we draw into that fear right away. We just it's a trip, like, we immediately get scared,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't feel like that's the right way to be. And I think I forgot where I heard this. Fear is false evidence appearing real.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
False
I heard that
evidence
from,
appearing real.
right? Like, it's like if you're in a boxing match or something, right? Your fear is telling you that that guy's gonna kick my ass. That guy is better than me. That guy is faster than me. False evidence of that. You have no evidence, dude. You don't know. You don't know
Yeah,
if
no,
he,
yeah.
even if he is quick. You could have trained hard too. You know, same thing could be going through his head. You immediately create a reality. You know that it might not even be real.
That's going back to what we were saying about emotions. Like that's how powerful emotions are. Like
Right.
when you have fear, especially in a fight. The second you have fear and your opponent knows it, fight's over. You know
Yeah.
where you're at. The fight.
Right. I've experienced that before, man. I've been in some fights where I was confident, and I had fights where I was fearful. You know, where I knew, like, oh man, what's gonna happen? I could die here. Like, I don't even want to be in this situation. Like, I just came here to drink. Yeah, man, I've been there. You know, I've been on both sides. You know, where I was confident, oh, I'm gonna kick this kid's ass, and then the times were like, oh shit, I might get my ass kicked. But at the end of the day, like Pop said, bro, you live to fight another day.
Rest in peace, Pop.
Rest in peace, Pops, man, for real, dude. He had it spot on that line, for real. You win some and you lose some, but you live, Craig. You live. Fight another day.
By the way, I gotta get you that print, man. Don't let me forget.
Oh yeah, the John Witherspoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Friday. Man.
yeah, man. It's a trip. It's crazy, but that's life, man. And you know, you have to be able to just overcome that fear sometimes. You know, and just tell yourself, no, no, I'm not gonna give in to that. You know, sometimes you have to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
No, it's true, man. It's
Yep.
very true.
And you don't got no
Basketball, man.
joints or nothing, huh?
Not near me. No, not at the moment.
No. Okay, I'm gonna probably spark one up. Do you mind?
Absolutely not.
All right, cool. I'm gonna spark one up. I kind of want to open my third eye a little bit.
Do it. Man, when do you think we're gonna see basketball again?
I'm hoping soon, man. You come on. You know how much I love basketball, bro. We love basketball.
Yep.
We used to talk about that all the time.
Well, you were inviting me to go check out the Warriors before all this popped off.
Yeah, bro. To go freaking
Go check out.
watch them play Houston.
Mm.
Yeah, man. That's a true. Hey, I'm glad that I was able to go to a Warriors game before they close this all down, man. 'Cause let me tell you, bro, that was a trippy experience. Actually, that was a trippy game. So, like I said,
This
we
was
all
right
had
before,
beers.
huh? When was it?
This was March, I think, or
Oh
February.
shit!
It was
It was
either
one of the
March or
last
February.
games.
Yeah, one of the last games against Houston. And yeah, dude, let me tell you, bro. Sometimes we have some dark times, right? Well, I got freaking wasted. I got really wasted, right? Me and my boy, we got hold on, I gotta line to this. It's one of those stories, dude. It's crazy. Hold on, give me a second. But yeah, dude, it just basically so before somebody lost their phone, right? At one of my old jobs, and I had picked it up. Now, usually as a young man, and like I said, during those times, I had financial troubles. I could have easily took it. I could have easily sold it. Chose not to. Something inside was telling me, "Nah, dude, let's return this. Let's do it." So I turned it into Apple. Right? They ended up finding the person. They got their phone back. Whatever. Right? Years later, this year. So I get wasted at the Warriors game. I'm having a great time, mind you. This is my first time at Chase Center. Never been there before. Haven't seen the new look Warriors, but they're kind of sorry, but it's cool because I'm used to it. I've been watching them since Speedy Claxton, Ronnie Turioff, and let me not get into it. But basically, yeah. So I'm drinking. I'm enjoying myself. Whatever. Me and Eric, and like you said, I'm a very sociable guy. So I'm going around. We're talking to people. Oh, dude, I'm talking to people left to right. We having a good time. They're buying us drinks. Before I know it, we're messed up. We're messed up. Me and Eric are messed up. Right? I'm like, you know what, bro? Fuck it. Let's go to Southside. Let's go to Southside. I know some people that work
Oh,
there.
no.
Thinking the same people are gonna work there from 5 years ago. I'm drunk. I'm drunk, dude. Come
You're
on,
like,
dude.
I know everyone there.
I know everyone there. I go in there. I know nobody there. It's completely different people. I'm looking around. Who the hell are you people? They're looking at me like, who the hell are you? Like, what the hell? So, yeah, bro. So we're like, damn. So we get drunk again. We drinking. And before I know, I'm like, oh, shit, dude. I forgot. I got work tomorrow. Like, oh, fuck. Right? Like, oh, shit. So get in the Uber. But we're wasted. We're wasted, right? Something happens where my friend, he gets upset, right? He gets upset with something. Storms off. Leaves the Uber. Gets out, right? What the fuck? So I hop out, apparently. I don't remember this. But I hop out, and before I know it, I'm in the middle of the street looking around like, wait, where the hell am I? Where am I? I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me GPS this real quick. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Where's my phone?
Ooh.
Where's my fucking phone? Dude, I don't know what time it is. I don't know where the fuck I am. I can't call an Uber. I can't call my friend. What the fuck? Right? Oh, shit. So I'm going up and down the street. Up and down, up and down. I'm cursing.
Still don't know where you are. You don't know where you're at still.
I don't know where the fuck I am in San Francisco. And I'm from there, mind you. This is how drunk I was, Arsenio. I was so fucking drunk that I had no idea where I was. But it's funny because the next day, what the hell is here?
Yeah. So what happened?
So walking up and down the street, cussing. I'm gonna punch the freaking window, you know. Keep telling, calm down. No, fuck that, man. What the fuck? 'Cause I'm drunk, you know. No, stop, calm down. Okay. Man, why the fuck this is always happening to me? Like, I'm mad. So I think to myself, dude, what the fuck is getting mad doing right now? Nothing. Is it getting you home? No. Did you find your phone getting mad? No. I think you're just gonna have to accept this as a loss and just go home. So I go out in the street, dude. Old school. Hold up my thumb.
Oh, no.
Right? Old school, bro. Soon enough, a taxi comes. Fucking taxi, right? When's the last time you took a taxi? You know? Taxi comes.
New York.
Right. The taxi comes. I get in. I fucking look at the time, dude. It's almost 3 a.m.
Damn.
I have work at 8 a.m.
No good.
Dude, no good. So I get in the taxi. I go home. Take it as an L. Whatever, right? So come in. It's probably like almost 4 already. I just come in, full clothes and everything. Pass out. Right? Knockout. The next day after that, I wake up late. I wake up late for work. End up going late for work. Go into work, and I'm sitting there and I'm contemplating everything. Like, damn, this sucks. I lost my phone. I'm late for work. It's talking bad about me. Right? Sure enough, my work phone rings. Hello? Hey, Jacob? Yeah? We found your phone. What? Yeah, we found your phone. Some security guard has it in San Francisco. Here, I'm gonna give you his number. Write this down. Okay. So I write it down, bro. I write this number down. And I call it. Some like Hispanic guy answers. Hello? You know? Like, hello? Is this the owner of the phone? You know, like he's just talking. I'm like, yeah, dude. Just like this is my phone. Oh my god. Dude, you have my phone. How do you have my phone? Like, we found it on the floor, like it was here, so we've been trying to find the owner. So I charged it. He's like, I charged it and I was waiting for somebody to call and you called. So I was like, dude, no way. So I get off of work, dude, and I shoot to the city and I get my phone. But the crazy ironic part about it is he goes, so before I give you your phone, I want to ask you a few questions. I go, shit. Right. Oh, dude, that's never like, oh, shit. Right? All right. Shoot. He goes, well, first, is this your phone? I said, yeah. He goes, prove it to me. I get the phone. I scan my fingerprint. It opens. Okay. Then he goes, second, how did you get in this building?
Oh,
What are
shit.
you talking about? How did you get in this building? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even think I went in the building. Well, your phone was inside that building, and the thing that we're tripping off the most is the building's locked.
Oh my goodness, bro.
So how did you get in? And how did your phone get that far into the building? I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know. I have no idea. He's like, dude, this building is locked. Dude, I still can't explain it to this day. I cannot.
Shit.
To this day, I cannot tell you how that phone got into that building. I have no fucking idea. But what I do know is that it was my phone. And I got it back, bro. In the
That
city.
is crazy. They didn't have security cameras?
It was a security. But no, they didn't have the security cameras.
Wow.
Nothing. No evidence of me ever getting in there.
There's got to be a street cam that has the evidence.
Something, dude. That's what I was thinking. Someone had like some homeless person or something had to find it and just decide, I'm gonna be a good person and just slide it in this door or something.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like something like that had to have happened, but it's a trip because
that good
I
energy, man.
I was thinking about it, like, dude, back then I turned in that phone. Like, the same energy and wavelength probably went to that person's brain and was like, oh, shoot, maybe I shouldn't take this phone and I should just, and I got it back, bro.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
Crazy story, man.
Bro. So, like, yeah, that was my experience with my last Warriors game.
I thought you were going to talk about, like, people being tripped out in there.
Yeah, bro, no.
No. You just went wild.
Yeah, dude, I went wild. But yeah, dude, just, you know, it just shows you what good energy does. And, like, you know, like, all right, so, like, I do believe in karma, but, like, I also believe in, like, energies, you know? And, like, I feel like people think this thing where, like, oh, I'm gonna do a good deed and my good karma and my karma will come back. Like, that's not how this works. That's not the way. You have to just unconsciously do it. Unconsciously. Just whatever. You know, like, me turning in that phone was just me. That was me literally like, oh, dude, I could make money, and checking myself. Well, nah, dude, turn it in. All right, whatever. I'll just turn it in. I didn't think of, like, oh, I'm going to get anything back. I didn't say, well, maybe I get a reward. I was, nah, dude, let me just go and turn it in. Dude, the person that probably slid it under the door didn't even think of a reward or nothing. They just was like, oh, I'm just going to slide it under the door. Someone's going to get it. The person will find it. I was like, man, dude, you know, that's a trip.
Yeah.
And that was from a few years ago. You see that? The like, man.
Well, it's like you've always talked to me about, like, mana and the aloha spirit.
Oh, yeah, dude, mana's a big thing.
Talk about that, because, you know, people who don't know that, it's a big island, you know, Hawaiian thing, but you have.
Oh, yes, your energy, man. Not just your energy, but, like, the way you live. You know, your spirit, everything about you. Like, you could always see it when people have, like, a certain spirit and energy about them. You know, you could feel it. Even me, I know I have, especially the times where I was in a dark place. I know people see my mana. My energy was in the dark place and they could feel it, you know? Well, something's wrong with Jacob. Something's a little off with him today, you know? Then they would find out, like, oh, damn, dude, I know you're struggling with drugs. I had no idea, you know? Or I didn't know that, you know, you're struggling with trying to stop drinking. Like, they didn't know that. You know, they didn't know these things, but they would see it. And that's what your mom is. It's that energy, that spirit, you know? And not just that, but you're living, the way you live, how you present yourself, you know? That's exactly how you should live. And yeah, dude, it plays a big part in every day. Like, for me, I definitely, when I have my days where I'm feeling under, you know, when I'm feeling down and my mana is low, like, people notice it and it's infectious. It's very, like, contagious, you know. If you're depressed and you're angry, you start to notice that your mana is spreading that energy, you know, that anger, that sadness, that pain. And then when people see that, it sticks with them. And then what do? Spread it other places.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why it's important to, like I said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know, it's very important to be able to snap out of it or be like, hey, it's gonna be a little tough today, but you'll get through it. Little affirmations like that, you know. Even if it's writing it down on a freaking board, you know. Like, I have this vision board that I got. It's a small one. I don't know if let me see if I could turn this real quick. It's like a little tiny vision board.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, like, I put my tickets up there when I had no, like, I wasn't paying for my tickets. Remember when we used to talk about that? My license and me wanting to get that back, and I always felt like that was holding me back. Dude, yeah, it was a lot. It was like 2,000. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I think either after this paycheck or my next paycheck, but I am done.
That is awesome, man. I know how much you've struggled with that over.
Dude, yeah, bro.
Congrats, bro. That's awesome.
Right on, bro. Yeah, I took care of all of that. But the crazy thing about that too is not only was I able to take care of that, I took care of a lot of student loans from back then when I went to like Heald College and City College. Like I was able to take care of that, and I see my credit go up. So it's like, wow, like, when you start, I could have easily sat here and stressed out. I was. That's what got me to write that. I was stressing out, and I said, no, I cannot just sit here and wrap myself in this bubble and cry. So I opened this folder and I started going through all this hoarding of papers that I had to find this, like, the numbers, how much do I really owe? Like, what do I got to do? Who do I got to call? Is there a way that they could just take it from my paycheck? And I found the information, and I every single day just worked towards it little by little, and then finally they set it up towards all my freaking paycheck, and they just take it out of my paycheck and it goes straight towards the tickets. I don't even have to write the check no more. So I was like, dude, this is so much easier for me. I just
Yeah.
work, get paid, and it just goes. Yeah, it just happens. So I was
Make
like,
it
all right. So after that, it was the next thing. I did my taxes. My friend Eric helped me with that. And that was my first year doing my taxes on my own. I usually send it to my mom. This year I was like, I want to try new things. I want to, I want to do things that I've never done before. I want to get good at it. I want to try this. And so far, bro, I've been doing pretty good. It's a work in progress. I still, I still have some stuff I want to work on. One of them's like keeping my room clean. That's one thing I can't do sometimes. I just be like, man, fuck it.
so
And I know it
important though,
should, dude.
man. I
Yeah, it
get
is.
that.
It is.
It shows you where your mind's at. Like if you can
Right.
stays clean, that means your mind's clean. The second
Right. Dude, no, you're totally right, bro. Like, that's exactly how I feel when it's messy. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, because then I think of it, I'm like, dude, you know what, though? My life is cluttered right now. Like, it is. And I'm slowly, like, nipping at it, and like little things here and there I start fixing in my room. And I notice I'm like, damn, dude, as I'm doing this, I'm doing little stuff here and there. And it's like, that's one thing that I'm learning to work on is just every single day trying to do something different.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Touched on something that I think is really important. I want to bring some attention to. Like you were saying, like I think people think, especially when they're like, I want to make a change or something. Everyone thinks they're so small, but I like how you described it, where it's like every little thing that you do will affect someone. Like your energy rubs off on someone. So
Right.
if you're being real negative and whatnot, you're gonna make a lot of people negative. It's not just you, and vice versa. When you're good, like so, if you want to do something positive with your life by projecting, it's not like being all happy-go-lucky with everyone, but smiling
Yeah.
at someone can go a
Right.
long way for people. And like we got to learn how to be small changes for each other, rather than thinking that we have to fix the world. It just takes getting up and being a good influence on the people around you. I think that's important for people to understand. It's like, especially now, thinks that the world's so fucked. Well, it's like, start in your own life. Just start being a better person for people.
Build the people around you. If I've seen this quote, it said, if you look around in your circle and those people don't inspire you, you're in the wrong circle.
Yeah.
And everyone that I've ever like had a connection with, like a real connection with, not just like, hey, what's up? Oh, that's the homie. Like, nah, like a real, like they know me. Like, oh yeah, that's Jacob. He's goofy and like he goes through stuff. And I know this, bro. Like I know him. Those people right there, they'll teach you a lot. You know what I mean? It goes a long way. It's a trip.
Absolutely. There's one thing that you did that I saw. It's almost like you created a movement on my Instagram of you started doing these memes, and you even created an account.
Oh yeah.
Cutting memes, but you started posting all kinds of just funny stuff. And I feel like this happened right at the beginning of this pandemic, right?
Yeah, it did.
And you told me, you're like, I just feel like people need to laugh right now. So I'm going to just, bro, started seeing everyone in my feed who knows you start commenting on your stuff, start putting up your stuff. Like even Moses put up a few of your memes, like the Mario one.
Yeah, dude.
Hilarious, bro. But I love that you always find ways to just
Small stuff, bro. It goes a
make
long
people laugh.
way. Yeah, man.
Love that,
You
bro.
know, it's crazy. You know what taught me that is movies. Watching movies, bro. Like, man, there's a countless movies that I can think of that played a big part of my life. Life was one of them. You showed me that one, and I seen that later. That's just crazy. I saw that when I think I was 26 already. I was already 26, and dude, like, seeing it at that age, I was able to understand everything. If I would have saw it when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have understood it. You know, I just would have thought it was a funny movie. You know, but
It's
because I
so
watched
deep.
it at that age, I was like, yo. Remember at the end of it, I was like, yo, that was really good. I
Yeah,
was like, that movie was deep. That was
it's
life.
deep. Yeah.
It's just a difference of like every little chapter of their life was different, you
Yeah,
know, but it was all connected. It
yeah,
was a trip, dude, especially when ended up in jail. Then they're at the baseball game, at the porch, like it
yeah.
was crazy.
All right. So I'm gonna be posting that episode before this one. You gotta check it out, man. We just discussed life for an hour.
Oh shit. Yeah,
I should have had you on.
another
I
one
totally
was
forgot.
Jack. I don't know if you know what Jack is with Robin Williams. It's a
Jack, that's a
classic.
great
Yes.
one, man. One of the best lines I've ever heard in a movie was when he was giving his graduation speech.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying, some people are like shooting stars, our time's very quick, but we're
And they burn out. Yep.
like you're
When they're here, they burn the
for a minute,
brightest.
but they burn. And I just love that. Like
Me too, bro.
you think about it, like people who have major impacts on the world, like musicians,
Bob Marley.
all die young.
Yup. Yup. Mm-hmm. Straight up, one of my aunties, rest in peace. She, her name is Auntie, Rita. Her name was Rita, and she was my mom's best friend. Like for real, my mom's best friend. But I honestly feel like she was a shooting star. She was one of those people, definitely just so bright. Her laugh and her energy, and she would dance. It would just dude, to be honest, like everyone would get along with her. It would just light up the room, dude. And
Mm.
yeah, unfortunately, she passed away really suddenly out of nowhere. And it's crazy because the last conversation that we had with her, my mom and I picked her up, and they were dropping me off. We had just gotten Bonchon over there in South City, and they were dropping me off in San Bruno. We picked her up from Glen Park BART. But she was talking, and she's like, Sharon, we have to do these things now. Like, let's go to Tahiti. Let's go. Let's just go. And my mom would always say, well, I got the boys and Tiffany and Danny's never home, and I just gotta go to work. And she would say these things that do make sense, they're logical, yes. But my auntie Rita, she said, come on, we have to go. She's like, you never know, Sharon. You never know. What if I'm not here? You know? She said that, dude. I remember that. And she's like, you never know. She's like, your time could be any time. Me and my mom were like, don't say that. I'm like, don't say that. And she's like, I'm just saying, you're gonna have to deal with it one day. You might as well get it out the way and do it now. And it stuck with me, right? Because that was the last time I seen her. Because right after that, dude, she got sick and she passed away. And it's a trip that was the last memory that I had with her, was that she said that. And it always stuck with me, you know? So like I said, I have my bipolar moments, bro, where I lose it, I shit, man, it's tough. But I also remind myself that, hey, you have to realize that, like, life is short. It can end at any time. You have to make the most of it. Come on, dude, pull yourself together, pull yourself out of it. And I had to correct myself and be like, yeah, all right, yeah, you're right. Like, snap the fuck out of it. And then I'll go downstairs, dude, even if it means taking a hit and just kicking back and listening to some Bob. No woman, no cry. You know what I mean? Even if it's something I gotta listen to, just to just get it out, I'll do it. Any little thing that you could chip at that negativity, do it. Because even the happiest of people, bro, experience the deepest of pains. And shit, like we said, Robin Williams is one of them. Unfortunately, like, you have to realize that, you're not always gonna have happiness. There's gonna be sadness. You will experience pain. But you have to understand it's okay. That's okay. Even like, shoot, man, like stories in the Bible, I love them, dude. To be honest, like a lot of stories in the Bible of the prophets, I love them. I can give you a great story of a struggle that says a lot. Like in times where you feel like you're struggling a lot, right? Life's just throwing shit at you, right? There's a story of Paul, right? A prophet named Paul. And this guy, man, went through so much. We talking like this guy's preaching, and then during that time they're like, you can't talk like that, right? So he gets thrown in jail, and then in jail, bro, he's getting beat up, and they're spitting on him and feeding him piss poor food. And then while he's in jail, there's an earthquake, a major earthquake while he's in jail, right? Oh shoot, so he's in fear of his life, but then it opens up his jail, right? So he thinks, oh wait, my luck. So he escapes, right? Then he tries to flee. He gets on a boat, right, to flee. Guess what happens to the boat? Runs into a storm. Big old storm, dude. Nothing but waves and everything. Waves. What happens to a ship? Boom, destroyed. So now this dude's in debris. He just escaped an earthquake, got thrown into prison. You know what I mean? Now he's in the storm. He's in the water, floating. I'm gonna die, right? Boom, an island. Oh shit, just my luck. Gets off on the island. There's people there. He sees a fire, right? No, whoa, there's people here. Goes up, sits by the fire, and the only thing on his mind, he's cold. He's wet. He's soaking wet. You go by the fire to dry up, warm up, right? Dude, as he's sitting by the fire, he gets bitten by a venomous snake.
God damn.
Right? So he's like, wow, like you can't catch a break. Right? But what does he do? Whatever. Shakes the snake off and throws it into the fire. Casts the snake into his fire. Right? Now, if you think of life is gonna throw you things. It's gonna throw you curveballs, and life is gonna show you like struggles and also show you ways out of that struggle that lead to another struggle, you know. But what happened at the end? He gets bit by a snake. In life, you meet snakes. You're on these struggles, and then you meet snakes, right? Snakes that'll bite you, but sometimes you have to throw those snakes into the fire. You have to throw those snakes into the fire, shake it off. After that, what does he do? Talks to the dudes, and they give him medicine, right? Takes out the venom, and he rests, wakes up, and then he does it again. Goes on and continues his preaching and spreading the word. And it's crazy because how his story ends, he's beheaded.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro, he's beheaded. But it's crazy because of what he did throughout his whole life, though, it had a lot of impact later on, a lot of implications because he spreaded that word, you know. And like it's a trip. I always took that as a story of life, life and the legacy you leave behind. He could have instantly quit. He could have instantly gave up. Man, forget this. You giving me all this stuff. I don't want none of this. I didn't ask for any of this, you know? But he didn't. He kept going, dude. He kept going, and he just, one thing after another, he stuck through it. Never gave up. All the way into the end of him getting beheaded.
Then he lost his head.
Lost his head, yeah. But dude, just life is gonna do that sometimes. It's like him getting beheaded is just like people dying from gunshots or police brutality or some stuff, and they probably experienced those struggles their whole life,
There's a lot of wisdom that comes down from, these ancient
stories, right,
stories. There's a reason they last so long. They're
right.
impactful. They talk about real things.
That
It could be the
that
Bible,
settle
it
with
could be the
us
Quran, it could be any of the.
anywhere, anywhere,
They're all the same. They all preach the same thing. Like these.
and it helps us. It helps us learn
Yeah,
about us.
they're all stories of life and what people go through in order to grow.
Right. I love people in walks of faith, and that's in walks of faith of anywhere, you know, because it shows you that they're achieving something inside of them to say, hey, I know that I'm going through the struggle. I know that life is gonna throw these things at me, but every single day I will remain to have faith and I will persevere. And that's just what I'm learning right now, bro. It's a crazy trip that I say these things now, Because I remember back then I would say things like this, but at the same time I was also really negative on myself. I would like beat myself up. I wouldn't really give myself a chance. And now it's like I have to fight for me. You have to realize that you do matter and you are of value, you know, and that like you have to fight for you. Don't ever shortchange yourself. You owe it to you. You deserve it to the family before you. That's why you're here. you know
To the ones that before you and the ones that come after.
that come after you. Amen to that, brother.
Like
Straight
that's
up.
what exact like we need to know that our lives mean more than ourselves. And I think that's the problem with this time is that people are so individualized.
Bettering me.
Realize
Right.
that your life means something to your ancestors and to the predecessor or to who's coming next.
People after. Right.
And yeah, man, you're dead on. It's like important, very important to spread this message. And
Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of positivity and building comes from the strength knowing that you come from somewhere. A lot of people are focused on what can I do now for me, but you have to understand that you come from somewhere, whether it's sad or not, you still come from there. And you can also learn and embrace it and build on it. It doesn't have to be a negative thing.
you
You can learn beauty through pain.
know,
It's the most realest thing that you could ever do is learn that, hey, these were our pains and this is why we are the way we are now, because we're better. We've learned. We've learned to overcome those struggles and evolve, you know?
makes me think. I know you love referencing movies, so it's making me think of The Watchmen when Dr. Manhattan
Oh, yeah, dude.
told her about what's so beautiful, and it's like she was a product of rape. So you being a product of something so terrible created something,
It's so beautiful. Right.
And I thought that was a great line of like just yeah, it doesn't matter
Everything.
how bad your story is. You can make it beautiful.
Right.
You stop the self-loathing, stop the self-hate, and realize that you are special. You are living.
You're somebody. Right.
Every person that's alive is a survivor. That is the crazy thing about life. We all really struggled to get in the act of
Right.
sex. We're all a sperm that finds an egg, and that's
Somehow, yeah, exactly.
a huge battle. So, I mean, I think our own empowerment is what's gonna, make change. I think people need to start empowering themselves, and conversations like this, I think, really help. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
tonight,
Definitely empowering each other.
right
It
now.
goes a long way. It definitely goes a long way when you empower each other, because think about it. After this talk, bro, I'm going to take this with me. You're going to take this with you. And then you're going to spread it to other people that I can't even touch right now from where I'm at. But I technically am through you. Just vice versa. Same thing with you. I'm going to go out and tell people about all this stuff that we talked about today, and it's going to help them too, you know? It really does go a long way, and I feel like just embracing and being empathetic towards one another, it's really important, you know? And like, you don't have to be all like, oh, you know, I help with everything. Like, you know, you don't have to be like that. It's just understanding that we're in this together, you know, that like you're not alone, you're not by yourself. And it's crazy that we talk about this too, because May is actually mental illness awareness month.
Oh,
It's
really?
May. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's a trip. I feel like more people need to hear this, you know, so they can like understand that like there's people just like you going through stuff. Like me, I go through this stuff. You know, man, I'm far from, you know, 100% happy. Like I have my moments where I'm literally 80% sad and 20% happy, and the only thing making me laugh is a fart video or something, you know, like something dumb. But yeah, dude, it's you're not alone. It's okay, you know. You're not by yourself. You just have to understand that talking about it and getting through it, and also just learning how to forgive. That was the big thing for me. Learning how to forgive. And not only people, you know, that did things to you, but yourself. Learning how to forgive yourself for the things that you did, you know? And that's a big one for me because, you know, like I said, I was not perfect. I made some mistakes in my life too. You know, everyone has. But being able to forgive yourself for that and then showing that you really had contrition in that forgiveness, you know what I mean? Like showing that, you know, like through your action, okay, I forgave myself for this. Now I'm never going to do this again. Showing that is very important because it's one thing to say, okay, I forgive myself and do it again,
yeah.
you know, because that's different. Now you're just taking advantage of it, you know, but it's another thing to forgive yourself and then show it,
Yeah.
live it, you know, and that's one thing that honestly I'm working on. That's something that you are going to work on every single day. And it has to be worked on every single day. Because if you don't work on it every single day, that means you stopped and you're just going to go right back into it. So it's a never stop mentality.
I love that, bro. Well, we could talk literally for hours,
Forever.
hours
Yeah.
upon hours, bro. But I think that's a good place to leave it for this time.
Right on, brother.
You're my brother.
You're my brother, bro.
I love your perspective, man. Thank you for sharing. You're
Always, man.
a lot of people today for sure. Like this was an important conversation to have. So I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you too, brother.
You
Thanks
stay
for
safe
reaching out
out
to me,
there.
man.
Yeah,
Right on.
man.
You too.
We'll do this again for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. This time we gotta get Tiny on it. He was hitting me up, but we were very like, you know, we were in tune, so I didn't want to kind of mess that up.
Yeah. Well, for
Yeah,
sure.
bro.
Yeah, we'll plan something. We'll have like a exactly reunion or something, man. I can.
Hey, before you get off, do me a favor, bro. You gotta look up this anime character called Luffy. Luffy, bro. You're wearing the exact same thing that he wears.
Oh
It's
shit.
dope. That's all I kept thinking about. Like, Arsenio, I have no idea how dope he looks. He looks like Luffy. Luffy's a beast,
Oh,
bro.
all right, I have to look it up.
All right, my brother.
Right on, bro.
Yep.
And then I'll catch you on another one.
Right on, man.
When we can meet again, man, it's gonna be a good time, man. We
Oh
definitely.
yeah, definitely, man. I've been reaching out to everyone from the shop, so they all feel the same way.
Yes, we need a reunion, man.
Right. All right, my brother.
Well, this has been the sessions. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This is Jacob. What's your tag? If anyone wants to get a hold of you.
Oh yeah, follow me at Cuddy J from the Bay with 2 Y, so that's KUDDYJAYFROMBAYY. It's long, but it's easy.
I'll put it up.
Right on, bro.
All right, man. Take
All right,
care.
my brother. Be easy.